seems to happen in the more so in the beginning, in the first few lines, is that very last, what I would call the sixth, eighth note, even though we're not thinking six beats.
Yeah.
Last eighth note seems to pop out a lot, and that takes a lot of control to subdue the very end of the measure. So we need to work a little on making, because that's going to improve the rocking motion at the beginning. So at the very beginning, you make sure you wrist forward a little, right?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of control because you're soft. So I think that's going to happen. And so that kept poking out, that third.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear that left hand. There's less thumb now, but you want to balance the notes too, right? So one doesn't get so blurry tiny that we didn't hear it at all. But you don't want to delay too much on that C sharp. You just want it to roll out in a triplet sense, right? Like, it's easier if we divided the hands, of course. It would be just like that, right? It wouldn't be delayed. No one wants to delay that last. So let's do that again, and space the notes nice, and don't let like one go underneath, so like it's under the rug, but it just goes forward with your wrist. That's all on the last eighth note. Super improved from what I heard before. Definitely in that those C sharps are now belonging underneath and not popping out. They belong as part of the harmony. That's it. It's F sharp minor, and then it's dominant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Make sure on this though, where you have tone, that this melts. That's a big moment there. Can you do that measure there? We have the dominant. The dominant is the tonic, right? Because you have a tonic F sharp there.
Yeah.
Now let me hear that next, the little interlude there, where you have that interlude before you come in, because there was another issue there.
Here.
Yeah, because something happened with this here. Just comes in at the very end, but you still have a missing triplet note there, right? You have just two notes, but the first triplet part is, it's like, you want to actually have it floating out of the silence, but it's still feeling that there's a triplet underlying. The left hand's giving you the triplet. That's missing that first eighth note, because you're going rest.
Rest.
So what I felt was like suddenly it just came down. It didn't.
Okay, yeah, it didn't come from anywhere.
Right, exactly. No, that was better though. Everything you did now compared to what I heard before was so much more flowing and floating and feeling too, and tranquillo. Can you go back to ta? I think that A needs to be soft, because that's like a roll, you know, it's May, Fa, Sol, right? Fa, Sol, Do. So you're going through a scale, like May, Fa, Sol, Do, Re. The destination note is going to be this forzando. And just roll through those. So you can't start loud on that. Could you make this a little bit more part like you did this before. You did this before, and the second line you went very peacefully. You have to recapture that again when it comes back where you just left off. And so it has to come out of the decay of that long dominant. So always think what came before that, what goes after. That's the whole thing. What comes before isn't what comes later. Can you go to that destination note, that E sharp, the dominant? Mm-hmm. Better. There's one little place I put an arrow down on my music as you were playing before and even now. There'll be 1, 2, 3, the fourth line. You have all those C sharps. You have one C sharp that's tied over, and then you have a pickup C sharp leading to that echo, that sequence echo was beautiful. But you have 2 C sharps. One's a pickup to the You make the pickup to the downbeat less.
Less,
Shows that it is, he has like, the diminuendo opening to a swell. So if you do this, you're in trouble. Want to think, less, use your wrist. The A, right? Your sub-destination. Curving the A. Right, so if you play the C sharp too loud, you can't curve around to loop around to the A. Do you know what I mean? So
yes, I do.
Less. Yeah, that's such a hard note for everybody. Here comes the
difficult bar and a half there where you get the same thing over and over, trying to get less with what's already less.
Yeah, that's such a hard thing in this piece where you have to have the black note with the thumb, and it's at the very end, and it's so vulnerable to getting poked. Even if it's out of your control, it jumps out. Okay, so let's do that little transition. You could pick it up from here. The ostinato bass just marches on, and nobody wants to keep hearing any poking, just like rolling through the water. Now you're just staying where you roll. Rotation. If I middle note, I would do this. That's what it would be, rotation. Rather simple. Yeah, it's this. I'm leaving it. The more important note will be going to the C sharp at the bottom versus the thumb C sharp at the top. The only thing about that is I'm thinking about how you're measuring out your crescendo. Right now, this is more, but not too soon, too much more, too soon.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that happened. But the first one that was too loud was the second one of these. It got too loud. Second one.
Okay.
Yeah. The peak is going to be this. Yes. That's going to be the peak measure.
Please.
No, these are good now. These are nice. They're nothing sticking in. Remember, rolled into this. It's another roll in. Does he want us to? A little more, not so much yet. Now you're getting more.
Yeah.
But you know what? I somehow think on those repeated chords that the second one shouldn't really jump out so much.
Yes, should be less, shouldn't it?
That'll help. Well, this needs to peaceful here. Peacefully. Really keep the peaceful feeling there. We haven't blossomed out to a crescendo. We're still very tranquil. Tranquil. Yeah, so all of these are taking this idea from the beginning.
Yeah.
He's taking that little step from that beginning, which is so tranquil. He's just picking up on that motif, isn't he? That you had at the very beginning when you went. Now he's doing it in this key. He's just playing on that with. See, it's very related to how you did it at the beginning. Very related, in the peaceful sense. And even if you're making a crescendo, just make sure you direct your do, re, mi, me, fa, sol. They are three notes. They roll to wherever they're going. They're rolling.
Right.
It's a very tricky place, that crescendo. Si, stays.
Where am I going to build a crescendo now?
It's gradually. And you just don't want to do like the second of the repeated thirds jump out too much. Just use traction across a long line. It's a very long line that you're working with. It's hard because it is a tricky place, but you have to decide how you're going to do it. The other thing was, this is much better, because now the crescendo makes more sense because you're not doing too soon and you're not doing second thirds that are the same, suddenly jumping out. Now this was good. Now you got to this, right? You got to this. So guess what? You need that bass note. You haven't yet got softer yet. Right now.
Yeah.
Right, be careful, that C sharp just died, so you need that bass note.
Okay.
Let's see if we could get to that from here smoothly to here. So you came out of, let's see, your fingering is 4-2, 3-1, 3-1, 2-1, and just lean over. Lean over. Yes, yeah, we're doing this here, and can you just lean over and connect? So you get a nice connection there. Actually, the connecting finger would be the 2, because the thumb's held up to the 5, right? 2 to the 5. Right? The 2 goes. Right? So you want to do dee. That was a little insecurity just getting to that. Because the trill, you have plenty of time with the rest to get over to the trill, right? Because don't you?
Yes.
Because then you're coming into a G already. It's there. Right. Yeah. Are you starting the trill with on here? A little bit. You could come on a slower trill. It's true. You can start the trill slightly slower, but start it right with the B, G third, right away. Yeah, you want to get to a da da dee da da dee da da dee. That's a destination. Paggiatura. T. It was one. It was that. It was how you phrase that. T. How would you sing that? You have to play it like you would sing that gorgeous interlude that's bringing us back to theme 1. In a way, it relates to, in my mind, when you did this gorgeous thing where you went, because it's in 2 parts. So can you make it like the second part is like a beautiful, blissful sigh that's sighing down? The second part, the second measure of the
Yeah.
Motion of it's just letting the breath out on the second measure, diminuendo. The first part is still very intense. The first
Right.
first 6 notes are very intense. That's better. Right. And we're going back to guess what? Remember you did this? It keeps coming back to the 3 notes. Me, fa, sol, me, fa, sol, me, fa, sol.
Oh, yeah.